Welcome everybody. I'm sure it's gonna be another great turnout tonight, like they usually are when Vlad speaks. He's known around here as Mr. October. Usually every October, Vlad gets up there and gives a presentation. It's always good. Just a couple of heads up. We're already preparing, of course, the newsletter snapshot for November. There's going to be a couple of things in there that are a little bit different. One will be there is a ballot. There will be a ballot with a slate of offices that will be taking over in January. And so you should keep an eye out for that. And by all means, vote. You can vote for a whole slate. You could add people or not vote for certain people, but that will be in the November snapshots. And also, there's another piece you may want to check out. It's a call for papers. As you know, we are very proud of the journal, and we are always looking for articles that have a New England flavor. So we put in a little notice for a call for papers. And we're also offering up to $500 for original research. We'd like to have the research done within the last 5 years or so, something that's fairly fresh. And we encourage students who come up with interesting information about New England cameras, photographers, New England history when it comes to photography. So please check out that notice that we put in there. With that, I'm going to turn it back to Dana so she could introduce our speaker. Dana?
Okay, thank you, John. I'm Dana G. I'm the PHSNE Program Coordinator. And before I introduce our speakers, Vladimir, Khazan, and David Jentz, just a few announcements. We are recording this meeting, as you probably saw when you joined. Please stay on mute during the presentation, and you can type your questions into the chat, and we'll take them at the end. If you are up in the top right corner in the view icon, speaker view is best for this presentation. And let's get started. So tonight we're welcoming one of our members, Vladimir Khazan, who will present on Dr. Nagel. Vladimir has told me this story last year and I wanted to share it again. His love of photography began when his father returned from World War II with an Iconta. And at age 10, he was playing with the camera and broke it. He was not allowed to touch the modern SLR that replaced it without his father's supervision. He said it was torture, but on his 12th birthday, he got a Zeiss icon and his love of photography took off. So with that, I am going to introduce Vladimir Khazan.
Hello, thank you, Dana, and hello, everybody. Hello, PHSNE. Hello, the guests. Yes, I'm Vladimir Khazan, and I'm the one who broke Zeiss icon when I was 10. But today we are not going to break anything. We are going to talk about the builder, a person who actually built cameras instead of breaking them. And we are going to talk about Dr. Nagel. Dr. Nagel. All right. Is it, can you see it?
I can see it, but it's not in slideshow mode.
Yeah. Okay. How about now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is a portrait of Dr. Nagel, and this is the correct pronunciation of his last name because it's in German. In German, it doesn't sound Nagel; it sounds Nagel. He was born 1882, and unfortunately, he did not live a long time, long life. He passed away when he was 61. Um, and during that short period of time, he created a lot of cameras. Here are some of the cameras that he created, and also he created retinas. His company is famous for making retinas, and even though it's Kodak Retina, and everybody probably thinks that Kodak is American company, which is true, but Dr. Nagel worked in Germany, and on all the cameras that he built is printed, made in Germany, and it's still Kodak's. I have to say thank you to a lot of people. First of all, Bonnie and Lou Regelman, and Todd Gustafson, the curator of the technology collection at George Eastman Museum. It was very difficult for me to find information on Dr. Nagel, because in libraries, they practically didn't have information on the person. And Todd Gustafson was the one who introduced me to Dr. David Jentz. And Dr. David Jentz knows a lot about the history of German branch of Kodak. And he gave me a lot of help, and he actually sent me his books. I'm sure you can see them, right? These books are printed by the society where Dr. Jentz belongs, and also this one. This is a copy, English version of a German copy, German book of Helmut Nagel. Helmut Nagel is the son of August Nagel. Dr. Jentz founded his own historical society for retina cameras. And this is one of his pictures. He is an expert in the history of Kodak AG. Kodak AG is the German branch of Kodak. He's the author of many publications about retina and retina cameras, as well as he illustrated several editions of Marquion's Guide. This photo was taken by Thomas Wanka at one of the Dr. Jentz's visits to Germany. And on the right of this slide, you can see the two books that I just showed you, right? And now you can hear Dr. Jentz himself, because he's among our guests today. And I will unshare the screen, and you will hear Dr. Jentz. Dave, it's yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Vlad.
Sure, thank you.
I will share my little bit of a slideshow here. This is myself doing research at George Eastman Technology Collection. I founded the Historical Society for Retina Cameras in 1992. I was able to get permission from Eastman Kodak Company that year to actually use the Retina logo in the name of our organization. And in fact, the organization name actually comes from Eastman Kodak Company. I'm quite proud of that. It's just not me who's doing all this extensive research. I have several other people in our editorial team. So, why can't I change my slide? What am I doing wrong? Ah, there we are. There are three other assistants I have, Dr. Klaus Peter Rosner, Klaus Schicht, and Karsten Ondert. So I'm not doing this all by my lonesome. This is a lot of research being conducted by four major individuals, three of which live in Germany, and I travel to Germany every year to consult with them as we do our research. Next slide. There we are. So Dr. August Nagel, again shown, here's a photograph taken on his 60th birthday. The real expert for Dr. August Nagel in our group is really not Dave Jentz. It's Klaus Schicht. This is Klaus here doing research at one of the many museums in Germany. So we have a website that you can all go to. It's www.hsrcretina.org. My email and the email of two other members in Germany are available for anyone who has questions about Kodak Retina. Our interests go beyond just retina. Anything Nagel from 1928 to 1931, and anything Kodak AG up to 1989 when camera production ceased. Thank you for your kind attention. Let's see, get that one.
Yeah. What's it? Okay. So now we continue, right? Okay. And so we begin. When we talk about someone, we actually start with the time of his or her birth. So Dr. August Nagel was born in 1882 in Frondorf, Tübingen State, Baden-Württemberg in Germany. It is very close to Stuttgart. And after he finished his education consisted of just an apprenticeship at a machine tool factory, and he also graduated from business college, and then he worked for several companies, gaining wide experience, as wide as he could. He always wanted to create his own business, and his love was with photography. So in 1908, him and his friend Carl Drexler founded the first company in Dr. Nagel's life. The company was named Drexler and Nagel Company, and consisted of just three workers. Very soon from the beginning, they created their first camera. They named it Contessa. Contessa, as you can see it here on the slide, is a folding camera, and the very interesting feature of this camera is that when it is closed, the thickness of the entire camera is 1 centimeter. Please pay attention, not 1 inch, 1 centimeter. Okay, so because of that, camera was liked by everybody, and in 1909, next year, they decided to rename their company after the camera. they named it Contessa, and Contessa Kamerawerk of Stuttgart. By the beginning of World War I, 1913, August Nagel already developed many models of cameras and exported them. Then he's got a lot of people working for him. Instead of 3 workers, he had many more. Because of that, they had to acquire a building big enough to employ several hundreds people. I think it was good for 500, something like that. In 1918, it was a very important year for August Nagel, because that year he received an honorary doctorate degree from Freiburg University. And that was because he created this wonderful book. The book is about the evolution of the hand camera. And besides the hand cameras, he liked to work on aerial photography. And he created, way before that, in 1911, this camera was advertised as a camera for aerial photography. The camera name was Atlanta, and it was sold with 3 interchangeable lenses. You can see the different focal distances, and also it was a plate camera, so, or film camera. So film holders or plate holders were attached to it. In 1919, it was the time in Germany when, after the World War I, when it was difficult to survive for companies, and it was Great Depression time. So companies merged, and Dr. Nagel, having his Contessa successful, he acquired, or the Contessa company, I should have said, acquired Nagel Kamerawerk. Nagel Kamerawerk was a big camera, famous for his making stereo cameras and cameras with focal plane shutter. So after the process was done, the new company, Contessa Nagel AG, was formed, and Dr. August Nagel was the general manager and technical director for that company. Here on the left, you can see the logo for that company that consists of Contessa Nagel, and that's it. And that's how it was before 1926. At 1926, Dr. Nagel with Contessa Nagel had about 1,500 people worked at the company. But why 1926? 1926 is because 4 big camera makers in Germany merged together. They joined together, and They were Ica, Continental, Erneman, and Gertz companies. And when they merged together, they created company very well known Zeiss Icon. At that company, Zeiss Icon, Dr. Nagel was appointed managing director of manufacturing. But for some reason, he very soon he decided to leave the company, even though it was a big company, and he brought a lot of cameras to the company. You can see these cameras that he brought to the company. You can see Zeiss Icon logo on all the cameras here. On the leather, it's kind of difficult to see, but it's there. You can see it if you will look closer. Right. So all these cameras were brought by Dr. Nagel to Zeiss Icon, and they were produced as Zeiss Icon cameras. In 1928, he already left. He already left Zeiss Icon, and he created his own company. He created his own company and he named it Nagel Camera Werker in Stuttgart. He started with 100 employees, and he continued making cameras. The first cameras the company sold, they were sold in 1928. And these cameras were taken very well by the customers, by photographers and amateurs, that Dr. Nagel had to actually double his the amount of employees. So by 1929, the end of that year, the company had about 200 employees. In 1930, very famous camera, even nowadays it's still famous, Pupilla. Pupilla was created. And it carried lenses made by either Schneider, Leitz, or Zeiss. So the big range of lenses fit the camera. Those days and times in United States, the company named Kodak was looking for expansion to Europe. And they decided to speak with Dr. Nagel's company. Why is that? Because they wanted a company with a good product or product line, and the company with a good management. Dr. Nagel's company, Nagel Work Company, satisfied all the requirements. So they were talking for a while, and finally they agreed to make a merge. But Dr. Nagel had his own requirements as well. His first requirement was to keep the name, and the second requirement was yes, to keep his freedom to decide what to design, what to make, um, his freedom to work and create new cameras. Everything was decided, and the new company was formed again. So the new company name was Kodak AG Dr. Nagel Work. And I'm missing letter E here. No? Okay. In 1931, because the treaty was signed in 1931, um, and after 1931, Dr. Nagel actually continued manufacturing the cameras as he used to, except for one little thing. In front of every name on the companies, on the cameras, now he placed the name Kodak. So if it was um, uh, Volenda, Nagel Volenda, now it became Kodak Volenda, and so on. Here on this record, I got this record from Dr. Jentz, uh, July 1932. The Kodak salesman company uh, introduced these two cameras, Ranka and Volenda and Volenda. Ranka, I'm not sure what R is standing for, but Anka stands for August Nagel camera. Just very similarly to Leica, where Leica lights camera, right? So it was a customary to name cameras that way those days. In 1934 is a very important date because it was the year when very famous camera Retina was born. And why it is very interesting camera? Because it's a 35 millimeter camera. It's compact. It's very good. It gives the very good quality. And what else is very important? That along with creating the camera, Dr. Nagel created daylight loading cartridge, but not any daylight loading cartridge, not just like everybody else did before for 35 millimeter cameras. But his new universal Patrona, as you can see it here, fit to both Leica and Contax. So what happened before? Contax cartridges did not fit Leica and vice versa. But Dr. Nagel's daylight loading cartridge fit everything. And from this appearing of Retina, this daylight loading cartridge designed by Dr. Nagel became standard. And nowadays, everybody knows Kodak film. When you see Kodak film in a cassette, you please understand that the first cassette like that was created by Dr. Nagel in 1934. These are the examples of Leica magazines, Leica cartridges, and as you can see, they would not fit to modern cameras. But years have passed, and retinas evolved. The first retina did not have a rangefinder. It was just a viewfinder camera. And later on, retinas got rangefinders, and even later, um, retinas became SLR cameras. Okay. On this slide, you can see very interesting variation version of retina. Retina 3C small c. There is a capital C and there is a small c. There is a difference. I'll show it later. But these cameras are very interesting because the front lens component is removable. And instead of 50 millimeter lens, you can use either 35 millimeter lens or 80 millimeter lens. But these lenses require different viewfinders. For that reason, universal viewfinder was created, and it was possible to use it on top of the camera. It has the switch for 35 and 80 millimeter lenses. Besides that, it compensated for parallax going like that. All right. So that's how very interesting idea was created. And because the front lens component was removed, instead of that, it was possible to install this 3D attachment, stereo attachment. Can you see it? So on this end, I'm not acrobatic enough. All right. So on this end, there is a place where it gets attached to the lens, and it can take stereo couples. Okay. Much later, in 1957, Kodak AG created reflex cameras, single lens reflex cameras. These cameras use the same front lens components as Retina 3. But let's get back in time again to 1939, and it was the year when Dr. Nagel created less expensive version of Retina. He named it Retinet. It was targeted for beginners. Here you can see the Retinet camera. It's still a folding camera, and later on, it's frozen.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. So RetNet cameras became they got a rigid body. Instead of being folding cameras, they became rigid body cameras. But they have never had a rangefinder installed. Okay. Почему? So the company Kodak AG had joined Kodak from United States. And as you remember, George Eastman, when he created Kodak, his slogan was, "You push the button, we do the rest." So about the same was with Dr.August Nagel. They both wanted to make photography available to everybody. They wanted to popularize photography as much as possible. And they both created the possibility of daylight loading film. For George Eastman, it was roll film, and for Dr. August Nagel, it was a 35 millimeter cartridge. Both persons created cameras portable and user-friendly without sacrificing quality. And both of them standardized the formats. As I said before, for George Eastman, it was roll film. And for Dr. Nagel, it was 35 millimeter cartridge. In 1940, it was already the time of Second World War. Those days, the plant where Dr. Nagel worked and the plant that he created was requisitioned by the German government for war production. In 1941, the next year, the camera production was stopped completely. And Kodak company, Kodak AG, remained active, only producing military or war production, war tools, time fuses for anti-aircrafts. In 1943, unfortunately, Dr. Nagel passed away. And what happened then, his son, Helmut Nagel, continued leading the company. In 1944, the company, the plant was bombed. So Helmut Nagel found himself being just 29 years of age, being a leader of a company of about 4,000 people, and realizing that the main plant was bombed, ruined, totally ruined. So it was very difficult condition. But by that time, Helmut Nagel had a lot of experience. Please take a look. He started working at Kodak AG in 1937. And by that time, he already was an engineer. Um, his engineering degree came uh, from first apprenticeship work. He worked for Bosch. Then he graduated from the School of Mechanical Engineering in Esslingen. And this is the school where he passed his engineering examination. He specialized in precision engineering and mass production. Besides all that, he had internship as an engineer in both Kodak in England and also leading German manufacturer of camera shutters. So in 1937, again, he started working for Kodak AG, and he was helping his father. He was assisting his father. And in 1943, he became the manager of Kodak AG. Once again, he was 20, what, 29 years old. All right. But the war was coming to its end. And in 1945, Dr. Nagel, Helmut Nagel, with the help of American Army and military government office, revived the Kodak AG. And the first production was finished in November 9th. But please take a look at previous bullet. 1945, April 22nd, war production stopped. If you remember, the war finished in May. On May 8th, the capitulation was signed. But April 22nd, for Kodak AG, the war production was already stopped. They did not do those military things anymore. They started making cameras again. And only as soon as November the same year, the first 13 retinas were produced. It's a very short period of time. So after that, in 1947 and 1953, Helmut Nagel became general manager. First, he became he joined the board of directors, and then he became the general manager, chairman of the board of directors. And he was leading the company until 1979. Until at his retirement speech, he said that he wanted to mention these cameras that were produced under his management. And here are these cameras. You can see them, right? He mentioned that he was really proud of the success. So talking about Dr.August Nagel contribution, he started with a company of 3 people, and then he went through the entire life creating companies and being co-founder for several companies and founder for some companies. And he standardized the 35 millimeter film cartridge. And he said the foundation for popularization of 35 millimeter photography, right? Because of that cartridge. And please take a look at this photograph. You can recognize the cartridges, right? So Fomapen is made in Czechoslovakia or Slovakia or Czech Republic, right? This one was made in Canada. This one is Japanese, and this one is American. All over the world, people use Dr. Nagel's cartridges. And here you can see the cameras that he created, Retina and Retinet. They are cameras of high quality, compact, and by the way, they were competing with the Leica and the Contax by the price. Retina at the beginning, Retina's price was, if I'm not mistaken, about 75 marks, and Leica's price was 175 marks, and Contax was even more expensive camera. So Dr. Nagel's cameras giving very good quality successfully competed with the Leica and Zeiss cameras. But this is a very sad time in 1996 when Helmut Nagel passed away, and he was buried together with other family members in Prague Friedhof Stuttgart Cemetery. Dr. Jens shared this picture with me. He made it, took it when he was visiting Germany. All right, and these are my sources. Well, the main source is Dr. Jens. All right, so some sources, and that's it for today, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Vladimir. If everyone wants to unmute, we have a tradition of giving our presenter a round of applause, or you can do it in Zoom. You can see the little icons as well in React. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Vladimir.
you.
That was a wonderful presentation. We do have some time for some questions. I put Vladimir's email in the chat if you would like that list of references that he mentioned on the last slide. And let's see, let's start with Jim Mathis asks, did Kodak buy Nagel AG or was it a partnership, or did Nagel make Kodak retinas under contract?
It was a branch. It became a branch of Kodak company, and they acquired. I cannot say that it was bought, but it was acquired. It was acquired, right? And the fact that Dr. Nagel continued manufacturing his cameras that he actually designed and thought about, I think he kept autonomy. He was still on, he could do everything he thought is right with that factory.
Hope has a question. I just acquired a Foth, F-O-T-H, Derby Type 2 folding camera. Was this company connected to any of the companies you mentioned?
What is the camera again?
Hope, do you want to, is that the correct spelling? FOTH dash Derby?
Oh, TY. Is it the folding? There must be some mark who made it, right? It's either Zeiss or is it the German camera? Does it say made in Germany? It's very difficult to tell by the name.
It's the Foth Derby is an English compact camera that's had a focal plane shutter in it. And they made it both in a rangefinder and a reflex viewing.
All right, so it's not Kodak, right?
No. No. I have as long as I got the floor here, I do have a simplistic question. When I've been collecting retinas for 40 plus years and have owned practically all of the various models and have used them. And I remember that several people that should know better call them retinas. Is there any truth to that pronunciation?
There are variations.
Well, can I
And,
speak to that?
It depends. Oh, Dave, sure.
Yeah, retina is a pronunciation that would be proper if retina was a German word, but it's not a German word, it's a Latin word. It means a network, or it's the back lining of your eye. So retina is a mispronunciation in German of retina, okay? And actually, back in the 1930s, Kodak AG published statements about the proper pronunciation of retina, not retina, and they sent it out to all their employees because even the employees mispronounced the name of the camera. Little humor, but that's documented in Kodak AG paperwork, and when I give my talk in February, I can share that with you. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. As I said before, you're the master of history of Kodak AG. All right.
So it looks like there's a lot of enthusiasm in the chat for the talk. People saying thank you, great talk. Really wonderful presentation, Vladimir.
Thank you. Glad to hear that.
Did Nagel and Eastman meet often in person? Did they meet?
I don't think they met at all because the treaty was signed in December 1st, 1931, and 1932, George Eastman passed away. Right? I don't think they ever met.
Yeah, we have no evidence George Eastman ever met Dr. August Nagel. In fact, George Eastman was probably retired when the contract for purchasing Dr. Nagel's Fabrik für Feinmechanik is finalized on December 1st of 1931. By that time, George Eastman isn't even working or going to the factory or anything at that point. He's totally retired. He had a severe illness in his spine that took him to the Mayo Clinic. And I suppose most of you realize that George Eastman committed suicide because, and that's what his cause of death was.
Thank you, Dave.
Does anyone have any questions they want to ask live? Oh, John, go ahead.
Okay, here's my pre-war Retina 2. and my B setting doesn't work. The rest of the shutter settings do. What can I do about that? The B just keeps clicking shut. It doesn't stay open. I guess I'm asking where's the proper place to put the drop of lighter fluid. But
You could remove the front element, unscrew it, and put 2 or 3 drops on the shutter blades, and then actuate the shutter through 1 second, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 10. That might work. On the other hand, that shutter may need an entire dismantling and cleaning and reassemble.
no, I mean the other speeds work.
Yeah.
But it's just the B that
Yeah,
doesn't.
and that's kind of maddening. I can understand. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. But be
That's
careful. Yeah,
that
go ahead.
particular camera is a number 142. It's the second rangefinder retina. Yeah.
right. So yeah, it's not the one with the tab on the side. It's
Unfortunately, no.
I heard. Yeah. Okay.
But be careful when you will be dropping oil. Be careful. Watch the aperture leaves so the
Right.
oil will not get there.
Okay.
Anyone else? John?
Yeah, let me just, if I may, share the screen. Can I do that?
Sure.
It's actually just a quick plug, but if you're close enough to New Bedford, we've got this going on in the basement of Gallery X. And the reception's already come and gone, but the second Thursday night of the month is AHA night, the gallery night in New Bedford. And we'll be there from we'll be down there in the basement, the Frederick Douglass Gallery from 5 to 8. Reason I'm emboldened to bring this up is that okay, one of the photographs I've got in the show is the salt print, but the camera that I used was to shoot the picture was a Kodak Recamar 33.
Okay.
And I, at a drop of a hat, will do a sales pitch for the Recamars because you've got a film size not much smaller than 4x5 in a camera that folds up to the size of a large paperback. I mean, wow, I think the cameras are very much neglected these days. They're wonderfully designed pieces.
Yeah, you said Ricomar.
Yeah.
Here is
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
Ricomar.
you get the baby one. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you know there was some aftermarket roll film backs for those?
Yes. It was in here for roll film.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yep. Yep.
Vlad, the piece you held up while you were sharing your screen, was it the 3D?
Yes.
We couldn't really
It's,
see it because your photo was so small.
Okay. I did not have it for I did not photograph it, but I think I will try to switch cameras and show it to you alive.
Vlad, while you're getting that ready, I can tell you what that is a retina stereo adapter, and it does not replace the normal lens. He removes that black cap that's on the back of it, and it has a bayonet that goes on the front of the shutter. And you use the normal f2 50mm lens, still stays in place, and that bayonet fits over the lens. So the 50mm lens is the lens used for stereo photography. And what it does is it creates, out of a normal Kodachrome or Ektachrome slide, there's two views together. They kind of slightly merge, and they sold a special viewer that went along with this adapter to view.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not see how I can attach it. Actually, I can attach it. I could attach it if I would remove the front lens component. I could attach it directly to the lens. But I think it would work better in SLR camera in retina reflex. So we can see what we are doing. Okay, this is how it works. This is retina 3C small, wearing this attachment. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very clearly shown.
Okay,
Great, thank you.
sure.
Let's see, we are at a little after 8:30. Before we close, does anyone have any questions or comments for Vladimir? Okay, thank you, everyone. Thanks so much, Vlad. Another great one.
Thank you.
So before we close, next month, November 2nd, Dr. Catherine Cappy Minty, head of collections at the Center for Creative Photography in Arizona Arts at the University of Arizona, will present on the transatlantic trade in photographic materials during the 19th century. And Dr. David Jens, our guest tonight, will present for us in February next year on the retina. So looking forward to seeing everyone again in November. Thank you all, and I'll close the meeting. We will see you soon.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.